I'm Lisset King.
And I'm Brittney King. Welcome to Honest Feedback. We are a podcast here on the internet for you. We're here to help, offer advice, alternative perspectives, and in our community, several people come to us asking for advice, and I feel like to my lovely wife, they come to you because you're just unreal amazing. Top-notch alternative therapist, like the way you're able to help someone see outside of their problem and work with the subconscious mind. Y'all, she's doing it. There's hypnotherapy. There's timeline therapy. There's mental emotional release. There's magic. It's just straight up fucking magic. So look at you. It's a stirring up magic cup.
Stirring up magic.
Yes, you're stirring up magic.
That's what I do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So I feel like that is one of the big reasons.
Well, thank you. Yeah. That was the kindest introduction. And I think people come to you because you are just a top-notch, amazing friend who offers truth. You don't hold back. You gently but lovingly just drop it on people, and they come to you for that. The honesty is just profound. It has kept me sharp.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And today, what are we talking about, babe?
Today we are talking about chemistry.
Da, da, da.
Yes. Did you bring your T98 graphing calculator and your periodic table?
Is that what you need in chemistry?
I don't think you need the calculator, but you definitely need the periodic table.
Yes, for sure. I didn't bring my periodic table today, but I do know. I know like the first 10 off the top of my head.
Yeah?
I'm not going to do it right
now. Bonus episode.
A bonus episode. I'll teach you how to remember that. So
I used to know quite a bit of it myself. We had to half memorize it. Well, you had to memorize enough so you knew many electrons were being lost in order to do these chemistry math problems. Who else remembers AP chemistry and thought it was difficult? Because I did. In honors chemistry, I was like, I excel. I'm a chemistry genius. And then AP chemistry came and I was like, what? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? I don't get it.
Well, I really hope that's not the kind of chemistry they're coming to us for, because I don't feel very versed in that. But if we're talking about chemistry, romantic chemistry,
yes,
I think I could bring it.
I think they're talking about relational chemistry.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I can say some things about that. I got a little life experience there.
Yes. You want to share with the class?
Ooh, I've been on all sorts of combinations of chemistry where the sparks were there. It was fantastic. It was so hot and amazing, and it was a dumpster fire. There was that. There's been where I'm super into someone and they're not quite feeling it the other way. A lot of unrequited love, very long period of that. And, I've been in the space where people are really attracted to me, and everything was right, except something was missing. That, really important component.
Yeah. So. There's been the gamut. Well, we are going to dive in and explore this.
Hi, you can call me Megan, and my pronouns are she, her. I've been dating this guy for a year and a half, and most of the time I'd say we're happy, but I'm just not sure how much he's interested in me. More often than not, when we're in school and have free time like during lunch, he has automatic responses to everything I say, and it feels like I'm bothering him by talking. He's a very intelligent person, and I would say that we have a very, kind of intellectual relationship, as some of my family has put it. And he enjoys studying philosophy and politics, which is how we started dating. But it's become increasingly obvious that he's just a lot smarter than I am, at least in any of the topics he ever seems interested in. And he's not always like this. He seems interested when we're outside of school, and maybe I'm just seeing him being tired and when we're in school and not being interested in me. I have a lot of anxiety around relationships because of past experiences, but it's hard for me to tell if I'm just being paranoid or if there's genuinely something wrong.
Wow.
Do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, sure. I have so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ultimately, The first question I have is like, why isn't he being consistent? You know, and at lunch and in the halls, why isn't he being consistent as he is when he's outside of school? Like, what up with that? You know, it's a little sus, and I wouldn't call that necessarily paranoia that you're observing that. Like that doesn't seem it just doesn't seem particularly healthy to have in a certain relationship. And the fact that you said you feel like you're bothering him when you're talking, like philosophy and politics were what brought you together, but you feel like he's much smarter in what he's interested in. Everyone's smarter in what they're interested in, you know, like Britt's interested in really witchy things, and I don't understand all of that world, but I don't also think that think less of my intelligence because I'm not as into or versed or took AP chemistry, you know. It's important to just take ownership of where you're just minimizing yourself to him because he has different interest. And with the paranoia / insecurity, your past relationships, sometimes you end up dating the same person with a different name tag. And like if you have insecurity already in the inside, like it's pretty common to pull in and attract people that perpetuate that belief about yourself. And so I would offer, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to like take inventory on where that comes from, because it's not going to be something that you can necessarily work out with someone else. You can bring it to him. You know, a healthy, loving relationship will be able to hold that space for you. If you were, hey, why aren't you being the same way in school as you are outside of school? Like, what is that? And give him an opportunity to tell you what his truth is. You know, that would give you at least the data so that you're not just thinking that you're paranoid, and it might ease your paranoia or perk it up even more. What do you got?
I mean, I just have to double down on what you shared. Like, he is not smarter than you. Period. Period. He just isn't. I feel like Lisette shared, everyone can be very intelligent in the things that they care about. It just means perhaps he's read more books than you in a particular subject. And so my kind of question is, politics and philosophy are his interests. What are the things that light you up? You know, where are the spaces that you get to share your kind of genius, you know, because we're all intelligent in different ways. It's just, how are we honoring each other's unique intelligences, you know, and holding space for that? And just overarching from what you're sharing with me, and I'm making a little bit of assumption because you mentioned things like lunch and in the halls, that you are in school, like maybe middle, maybe high school-ish, maybe college. Do their hallways in college? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
do people eat lunch in college?
Yeah, they eat lunch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking high school.
I'm thinking high school.
Yeah.
And you guys have been together for a year and a half. This is just, I mean, all of life is a very fertile time for growth, and particularly in one's teens.
Yeah.
And sometimes relationships just change form, change shape, and that's okay. And it's like, how can we hold space for the transition? You mentioned that your relationship is very intellectual. Is that the kind of romantic relationship that feels best to you? Would you like your romantic relationship to lean more romantic than intellectual,
More
or
affectionate,
more artistic, more something, a different path? There's myriad paths. So is there something else that actually might make your soul happier? And that is what's not happening in this relationship. And just knowing that, like, it's okay for the relationship to transition. You know, I'm not saying like, yes, break up with him or no, break up with him, but maybe sitting with yourself and getting clear of like, what would feel best to me in relationship? Are those the things that I'm receiving in this relationship? Am I being treated the way that I want to be treated in this relationship? And if not, perhaps you can consciously uncouple
Mm.
and decide.
That's so hot right now.
I know, but it's very. I love it being someone who is poly and being introduced to conscious uncoupling is just knowing that your relationship doesn't have to end just because you both have decided the current iteration of the relationship doesn't work for you. So that would mean, hey, we're no longer romantic partners, but perhaps we're friends. And you can figure out what the boundaries are around that, what that means to each of you. How do we continue to communicate and show up in love for each other? Does that mean there needs to be some space before we can come back? You know, there's lots and lots of ways to play with that, but just know that transitioning this relationship might be what is in the highest service of you if this is not giving you things that you want.
And I really just want to add, like, don't just let him off the hook based on your assumptions.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you making a lot of assumptions of maybe it's because he's just smarter than me in the topics he's interested in. Ask him. Be like, is what's going on? What has changed for you? And let him actually speak into that if he's willing to be honest, as far as what the truth is. And it might, it could be a myriad of things. He could be incredibly stressed out, or something's going on in his family, or he's just really irritated because, I don't know, high school. Or things are challenging. Like there's a number of things that could be happening that you just don't know. So I would just urge you to not lean on your assumptions and not let your paranoia, I'm using your word, take a hold of you, and just ask. Just ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am sending you love, Megan.
Yes, Megan.
You can do this. I believe in you.
You got this. And guessing your age range, there are many opportunities to experience love and relationships in so many different forms. Knowing that, I know it's really hard, like in the beginning, first few times. On my first heartbreak was devastating,
Yeah.
So be kind and loving and compassionate, but you will love again.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what song just came in my head? I can't live. It's a very
Living is about you.
Yeah, it's a song that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't promote healthy boundaries and values around
Yeah.
that, but it is a banging song.
Yeah.
If you want to be in the sads.
Yeah. Some of the greatest love songs were so codependent.
I know.
Like massively codependent. And then we wonder why we have issues.
I
adults.
know. It's both. You know, I'm always here for the creation of art of as an actor, sometimes I'm like, I want to explore the space. Like, how deep does the rabbit hole go with the feeling?
Yeah.
So like from that place of creating art of like, I can't live, I understand. And also as like something to hold on to when you're trying to live your life and have healthy relationships. Maybe not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're here to give you the perspective. There are other relationships.
I understand.
No, this is not the end.
No.
Yeah.
I might cut that part, but that song did just come into my head.
Definitely. It was fun.
Okay.
Before we go into caller number 2.
Yes, if you could take a moment to press that subscribe button, smash it, so you can get updated every time we have a new episode. Like us, subscribe, rate, review, do all the things, and tell a friend.
Yes, please.
Yay.
Tell your friends.
Let's dive in.
Hi, my name is Lopez Alba, and I go by she, her. And I'm wondering about when you write your magical list and of like who you're calling in and what you're wanting in lovership and partnership. And then something really close to that shows up with like the qualities and the communication styles and safety feelings and all the like healthy qualities, but you're not physically attracted to the person. And like, yeah, I think I'm like, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. And I'm wondering where the line is between having everything that you want and in a sense settling for some things not being perfectly how you want them because the other things outweigh that. However, attraction feels very important in a romantic partnership. And so when the energetic chemistry is there, but the physical chemistry isn't there, I get confused. So if you could give me any advice on that, I would love it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. Lopez, I want you to have your cake. I want you to be able to eat it. I never understood that saying of
Eat the fucking cake.
Yes. Like,
well, why would you not eat the cake?
why would you not? Unless there's a pie. No, okay. Actually, I'm not kidding. Well, I love everything that you share.
Wait. What's up with pie?
I love pie, and I would prefer pie over cake.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Would you want to have your pie and eat it too?
Well, yeah.
Obviously. So
Yeah.
eat the fucking pie.
Yeah.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Go on. You were saying something.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say, like, I feel you. I am here for a magical list of calling in the things that you want. And what's presenting itself to me is, are you settling, or is something coming in and it's not the way that you pictured it? Because I feel like there's two different things going on, or two different things that could be happening. Sometimes people are like, hey, this is close, and so I'll settle, which for me, I am never a fan of. It's just awful. I feel like you're so close, and then one deciding to settle, and then you're not fully happy. It's like, I love bathtubs. And then you move into an apartment and it's like, oh, it has all these great things. I love it. I love this. I love that. It doesn't have a bathtub. And you know what used to haunt me at night? The fact that I lived in a place that didn't have a bathtub, because I wanted a bathtub so bad, and it was such a high value. And I betrayed myself, and it was like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And it wasn't okay because I was settling, and I thought I couldn't have all the things that I want. False. So I'm not a proponent of settling, but I am in the space of like, how can we open, and is there everything on the list, but it looks different than the way I thought it was going to look. I made a very magical list for when I was calling in partnership, and I was very specific and general. I was like, I want someone who kisses me and my knees get weak, and like they give really good cuddles and like lots of hugs, and like they're intelligent and witty, but like not condescending. Like I had all on my list, and I was just like la 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 with all the yummies that felt good for me. And then the universe was like, and Lisset showed up. Not the package I expected. I was expecting a man. And then I revisited my list, and I looked at the list, and you know what was not on there? A gender. And I felt I laughed so hard because I was just like, she's hilarious. The universe, she got me again. Like, she was just like, here is all the things that you want in a completely and totally unexpected way. Yeah. And I was like, and I was open, and I was like, because these are all the things that I want. So when you're talking about, I feel like he has so many of these other things, and I'm not physically attracted. I'm like, one, is there a mass brainwash happen where, because society have said certain attributes are quote unquote attractive and other attributes are not attractive, that like you don't feel attraction to this person because he doesn't look like the picture in your head that is also the shared picture of all the magazines in the world? Is it that kind of mismatch of like, I don't feel attraction? Or is it like, he doesn't make my pussy wet, you know? And that's a bigger problem, because it's to me one of those things. I'm like, I'm here for all the things, and I'm here for all of God's children. But if you're not making my pussy wet, then like we're not continuing on in a romantic sense.
That's the question. Does he make your pussy wet?
Yes.
I hope that this goes to every woman out there, this is the most important thing.
Yes.
Yes. Unless, of course, he's an absolute asshole, which can happen.
I know.
So, however, to circle back on that, that's a very important, how important is that attraction to you? Because I know Make My Pussy Wet is very important. I did not write it like that. Wrote great chemistry. Very attractive to me. Like that we're attracted to each other. Yeah, that they're attracted to me. Like that, that's very important. I have made list on list on list. And first of all, I want to say congratulations. You're getting closer. That was the thing that I noticed as I started to make lists. I would get all the things on the list and I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed something that's really important. And I'm going to add that now to the list. This person didn't work out, but now I know being able to emotionally regulate for themselves was really important to me because I dated someone who was not able to do that. And it was very challenging. And I was like, wow, they were all these things on the list, but didn't have that. And it was to an extreme degree. And I found, I just wrote it down and it made all the difference. So every list allowed me to get closer to the next, to what the more completion of that list means. Like I got to go, oh, wow, that's really important to me. And it's not about settling for that. It's about finding your truth, like finding what really excites you. Like, wow, this person has everything, but like attraction is really important to me. He needs to make my pussy wet. Like they need to make my pussy wet. And that's important. And when you add that to your list, then what you're doing, it's twofold. The universe is delivering, but you're also turning on your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that recognizes patterns. And when you say, hey, brain, recognize these patterns, it allows you to delete, distort, and generalize things that don't need to be in your system and really hone in on what it is that you do want. You get to see the person that you desire coming into fruition. You know, I remember we were having this moment where we're calling in good men, healthy masculine into our life. And that was just like something that we had placed out. And all of a sudden it started to happen. And all these like beautiful, wonderful men who were like being so loving and respectful and protective were just coming into our sphere. And that was so beautiful because we turned on our reticular activating system to that. Because in the past it was like, you know,
men are trash.
Yeah.
And you know what you kept seeing? Trash on trash on trash.
Yeah. If that's your filter, that's your filter for the world, you're going to see that. So I'm just so proud of you. Like, that's exciting that you're finding energetic chemistry. Like, that's good. And I also need that other attraction. It's important to me. I know attraction is very important to me. And don't dismiss other kinds of attraction. I have been heart attracted to people that I had no interest in, like, sleeping with, or I was physically attracted to someone and it wasn't meant to become that. It was actually, we were co-creating or birthing a business together. So like attraction is there for a reason. It does bring you, it's here to bring you a lesson, a comrade, a partner, someone to co-create something. It's not just about procreation. It could be a co-creation. So don't ignore that, and honor what you want and continue to refine it. This is about you getting to know you and what you want.
Yes. And I would just love to also share a little bit of the Brittney and Lisset history.
Oh yeah, let's give it to them.
Of that, like, attraction can develop. So when Lisset and I first met, we met in a friendish space. I was friends with two of her girlfriends at the time, and we all danced together. And Lisset felt physically attracted to me, or energy. What kind of attraction would you say it was?
Well, first I would say my soul was like, that one.
That's true.
There was a series of events of the small still voice in my head, this like higher self that like has a voice and it talks like this, and I know when it's talking. And at one time it was like, hey, you should date a black girl. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting, you know. Don't
colonialist.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm like, let's bro, chill. Chill with that colonialism. But I'm listened. I'm like, yeah, I never have before. So let's take it for a spin. And then Brittney came into my house and my soul was like, that one. And I was like, okay, like, cool. And it was the fact that she made me laugh. It was a game night and everything that came out of her mouth, like my cheeks were hurting by the end of the night. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so like smitten. I'm a smitten kitten for this person that's like making that attraction that like, I just want to be around you. And also knowing that like there was a gap and divide between that one and like, oh, this is actually going to become something romantic.
Yes.
But insta crush for sure.
That was her experience.
That was my experience.
I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that.
Womp, womp.
That wasn't my truth at that time. For a variety of reasons, one of which I was not in the space of being open to dating women. I was like at the toe dip of curious from the place of I had made my magical list and I doubled down on meeting someone in a space of things that lit me up. So like friends would be like, why don't you go to this sports bar? It's like, I hate sports. So why do I want to meet a guy in a place where he's probably like, this is my favorite thing. And I'm like, I fucking hate this thing. Like, I don't want to meet someone there. And I was like, when I keep going out to all these spaces of the things that super light me up, you know who's not here? Men aren't here. And I just started noticing that. And I was just like, interesting. Well, I don't want to not show up in the way that feels true for me. So I was like, interesting. I keep being in spaces with all women, perhaps, you know, maybe, you know? And so when I first started, you know, connecting with Lisset, I was like interested-ish, but like more from a friendship place. One, because I went on a date with one of her partners. So I was just like, there were lots of rules. I thought there were rules. Anywho, I had a whole background of stories of why I felt like I couldn't date her, but also I had enjoyed over my life a lot of very rich friendships with women, and none of them ever felt romantic. Like I never wanted to kiss any of them. So then it was just like, oh, another friend, you know?
Yeah.
But as we decided, she asked me out on a date, and when I leaned in after doing a lot of self-work of like, all my stories.
And 3 no's.
Yeah, that was true. There were 3 no's. And it's a lot of self-work about why I was not being open to love. When she asked me out for the 4th time, I was like, oh, love, you know? And I was like, yes. I said yes. And we had a date and it was so fun. It was the most fun date I've ever been on. We just laughed and had the best time. And so when I opened myself up to love and to attraction looking differently, I was able to allow attraction to develop. But my initial was like, not like I'm attracted to you romantically. My initial was like, you're my friend's girlfriend. I think you're a friend. Getting to know you more, I still feel friend. Then it was like the shift. And I have to say, the shift came from in me, from on my side of like where I thought attraction lived. Yes.
Very interesting.
I'm so glad you
Womp,
asked me
womp,
out again. Why is it womp, womp, womp?
So when did you know you were attracted to me?
Okay, I would say
Ooh, yeah, when did that happen?
the time we went to the hot springs.
Oh, early.
I guess that was early.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you were attracted to me before I even asked you out.
I guess so, but that was more of my subconscious mind. I was in an expanded state, y'all, and so because I remember flirting with you.
Yes.
So I guess there was something.
Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, layers. Layers.
There are layers.
But I think
Yeah.
that resonates with the part of you knows.
That's
Before, because a part of me knew before. I was like, oh, okay, like that one. Like you did express interest in me, like before I even asked you out.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
she was
true.
spitting game, was flirting with me and all these things. So I thought asking her out was a good idea.
Yeah, in the expanded state, my unconscious mind knew and definitely made moves. But in the space of being plugged back into the matrix, I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it took a minute for the time to collapse and rejoin together.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm happy we teased that out. Yeah, that was the first time. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying I thought you were cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. I take back my womp womp.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah. So that's why we say that all that again.
All this to say, attraction can develop, but also it might be hiding deep in your subconscious mind. So play with acid. No.
Have you tried LSD?
I'm joking, not joking.
Yeah. What I think Brittney is saying is that it can develop. And so there's space and time for that kind of attraction to tease out. And you don't have to give it that long.
Yes.
If it's not there, you can't force it.
You can't force it. I would just also like to crystallize the end of my point is sometimes there might be filters that have been put on us by society or by a lot of other things for why we believe that we're not attracted to certain people. So like sit with those things. And for me, perhaps there was some internalized homophobia. You know, like perhaps that was the reason I wasn't necessarily open to being with women, even though my whole life was like a gay musical, you know?
Internalized homophobia, y'all.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that doesn't have to be the suitcase that you had, but you know, what are the filters that might be in the space of attraction? Yes. Let's look at all the sides of this. All the sides of this beautiful bubble, but I believe you can have everything that you want. You are absolutely entitled to have everything that you deserve. Like you deserve to have love and expansive, magical, soul-quenching, whatever it is that are the words for you of how you describe your love. Like I want that for you. I want you to have everything that you want. So don't settle, girl.
Yeah.
Refine that list.
Yeah, definitely.
Sit with yourself.
I second that. Don't settle. Yeah, you can find magic with anyone. And I like to give people the space to step up, into the person you want them to be. Like they don't have to come in the gate like, you know, everything. However, can they be that person? Are they meeting you? Are they lighting you up? Are they making you laugh? Are they making your pussy wet? What's the most important thing to you? Write them values down and then have the top 5 be non-negotiables and wiggle. Wiggle.
I would also add, if your top 5s are non-negotiable, make sure there are things that you also have.
True. True. Yeah.
Like, let's be in integrity. Because water likes to meet each other. The levels.
Yeah. Water seeks its own level.
That's what it is. Water seeks its own levels. So in your non-negotiables, are these the ways that you too are showing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get what you want. In the immortal words of my wife. Get what you want.
Yes.
Yeah. You're allowed to have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. What a fun episode.
Yeah.
I like that we have chemistry.
I like that too. It was a non-negotiable.
Yes, attraction was non-negotiable for me too.
I like that you have a responsible way of regulating your emotions. That's
Thank you.
very important to me as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that your cuddles are intoxicating. That was super important to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Excellent episode.
Yes.
I think we had a lot of fun.
Yes.
And that's primarily my greatest value.
That is. Yes, having fun is my greatest value.
I told her if we're going to do this podcast, we got to have fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you would like us to answer your question, you can give us a call at
971-895-4111.
Yes, I will remember that one day. And please share, review our podcast if you like it. Give us them 5 stars if that's how you feel. If not, you don't keep that shit to yourself. We really enjoy putting this on for you in our little corner of the interwebs, and we want to keep doing it. So give us a call, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, and share with us what you liked in the comments if anything resonated with you. Would love to hear that.
Yeah.
We like feedback as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally. That's how we get better.
Yes.
Fantastic. And until we meet again, be honest with each other.
Bye.